back. First Man 2 now, live on Indiegogo. Hello, everybody. Thought today we'd look at the John Buscema Sketchbook by David de Spurlock and John Buscema with an introduction by the legendary Steranko. That's Jim Steranko. This came out from Vanguard Publishing. Let's see how long ago. Before we get into that, look at that beautiful cover. Not many people know that John Buscema also did painting. He did advertising stuff as well before he got into comics. This is kind of a rough painting, but I mean, everything's there. It's beautiful. I love things like that. So let's see, when was this published? This came out in 2001, 20 years ago. Wow, wow, wow. All right, so contents, introduction, women, gesture and contour, illustration, swords and sorcery, swinging 60s, champions, Western pirates, street life. Now, I will say, this book could be a little, you hear something called the John Buscema Sketchbook and you think, oh, we're going to get tons of John Buscema art. It is more text heavy. I wish there was more art in it, but I like reading about some of my heroes in the form of comic book art. And so this worked for me. So we got the introduction by Jim, some of John's famous covers here. It's a pretty long introduction, but it's a good one. Some more of his covers. This one is one of my favorites, Tiger Shark. I don't know what it is about that costume design, but I love Tiger Shark. Tiger Shark. And we get into the women. John has a very classic drawing style. I mean, some of this stuff almost kind of reminds you of Michelangelo. And then this is kind of an interview that David Spurlock did with John. And we get to see some of his beautiful artwork adorning the pages as well. I mean, this face, his female faces were just gorgeous. Quick sketches. These look like almost like fashion design type sketches. More just beautiful art of women. Growing up, I really loved John Buscema's work, and then I discovered Joe Kubert after John, and I could see similarities in their work. But as much as I like Joe's stuff, I will take a John Buscema woman drawing over Joe. They each have obviously fantastic strengths in their work, but gesture and contour, the beginning stages of any good drawing are just nice gesture drawings, and John is just a master drawing gestures with great force and power. Learning to draw, you might not understand this stuff. You might go, well, I don't get it. It's just scribblies. But once you get into drawing more, you see this for what it is, which is just genius on paper. It looks like he's sketching from life here, baseball player. Get into illustration. I mean, look at this. People think, oh, John Buscema, just a comic book artist. Look at that. That rendering on that face is just so nice, the tones and pencil. He was so much more. I mean, you look at these drawings here, very, very gorgeous. This is what advertising art looked like at that time period in the late 50s. So he definitely had that classic style going on as well. This is a movie poster by Bob Peak, who John was influenced by. I wish this was in full color, because that, as a grayscale in tones, that is actually, hold on, if I remember correctly, there it is. Right there, you see it in color. It's pretty monochromatic, but it is just such a nice gouache painting. Really reminiscent of illustrators of that time in the 50s. This is oil painting here. I think this is gouache. Some more of his illustrated stuff. John drew superheroes, but it wasn't his favorite thing to draw. He loved drawing Conan and Tarzan and stuff like that. A couple of John's early 60s book cover illustrations. These were done in full color, of course, in either oil or gouache. I'd love to be able to track down either one of these books just to have so I could see them in the full color. Time to do a Google search after this. Sword and Sorcery, some of John's favorite stuff to draw. Like I said, Conan type stuff. I love the inking on this. Brushwork is just really nice and organic. A lot of these drawings are probably the stuff John would do on the back of his comic pages. He was known for flipping over a comic page and just sketching and warming up. There, of course, is the man himself, Conan. Beautiful drawing of Conan on a horse. Look at all the movement in that horse. You know, this book you can probably still get if you search eBay. I don't think it's available at the Vanguard website anymore. Here's a nice grayscale of a painting. And you know when your colors work, when you can take it to grayscale and it works in grayscale, that means all your values are working. More scale. This is just so lovely. Great headshots there. Look at this guy. I mean, he is just great for drawing characters and faces, you know, giving everybody distinguished faces. One of his lovely ladies. Actually, I take it back. I said in the beginning this book could have been more art, less text, but I'll be honest, I haven't looked at this book in a long time. I just pulled it off my shelf, and there's a ton of art in this book, so I apologize for that. Up to page 59. He was a big fan of Alex Raymond as well as obviously Hal Foster, two great artists at the time when he was coming up in the business. This is a classic shot of Conan from John. The swinging 60s. Here, John's a little more cartoony. You know, John could do it all. You know, this is definitely cartoonier looking. You know, has kind of a Frazetta feel to it with little Annie Fanny. I mean, John was just a master at it all. It's a short chapter, but it just shows the beautifulness. I mean, John did do romance comics for Marvel and Our Love Story and My Love, and I have those, and they're just gorgeous to look at. Champions, John drawing heroes. Looks like a Hercules there. I wish this was bigger on the page. Talking about how he met Jack Kirby and stuff. These are drawings from life, it looks like, of sports players. That looks like it's from life, from a jockey in a horse race. How nice would it have been to see John draw Sergeant Rock? Just look at that. I don't believe he was doing a Sergeant Rock. He was just drawing a war thing, but this is a very Sergeant Rock looking. That would have been fantastic. Nick Fury, some Silver Surfer sketches. And there's the Punisher. He did that Western Punisher with, I believe, Chuck Dixon, which was just fantastic. It's kind of like an Elseworlds if the Punisher was in the Old West. John loved his Westerns, too. So we're getting to the end of the book. Great interview throughout the whole book with John. Get some insights about the man. Great at drawing horses as well. And get you kind of into his head and see what inspired him while you get to look at these beautiful sketches. I mean, this is a sketchbook from the standpoint of it's all sketches. There's not a lot of finished art in here. And that's what's cool. And then it ends with a little chapter on pirates. You know, you don't see much, but you see a little bit. It kind of touches on everything that he really enjoyed drawing. Look at that guy. This is my love for John Buscema right here. Love this man's work. There's so much motion and fluidity in his work. Look at this beautiful drawing. Just drawing from life. taking a sketchbook onto the streets and doing some drawing. Great looking guy right here. Could be a detective, a private dick, as they would say back in the day. I'm slapping the rhymes. Look at this guy. Looks like a thug from the 50s. And it ends with, is there any message that you would give to aspiring artists? And John says, if you're looking to make a living, open up a deli. At least you won't starve. Ha ha ha. Seriously, no matter what you tell someone, if they have the drive, they'll do it. If you try to discourage them, they'll do it anyway. Others, you can give all kinds of encouragement, but they'll fail if they don't have the determination. When people ask me for advice, I say, do what makes you happy. That's the only way to go. It's true. That's why I draw comics. And there you go, a look at the John Buscema sketchbook. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Share it around. Sharing is caring. And I'll catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Luke Henry, after kicking Monarch's ass to the depths of space, is back on Earth, and now he's looking to save the world from the Fourth World Foundation. Sure, he had help from Penumbra before, but she's not helping him this time. He's got to face it on his own. He's coming for a villain known as Adonis. He'll do it. You'll be there. Back it now. First Man 2, Learning Curve.